pretty much no matter what you do, you're going to get criticism somewhere. Somebody is going to say something, and it's like, that McClusky.
Yeah.
But
that darn guy.
what's your approach to dealing with criticism in a way that's constructive for the city and for yourself?
Sure. We saw it again during the start of the campaign, and then of course since I've actually taken office, certainly everybody's going to criticize in this day and age with social media.
Everybody's a critic.
And everybody's a critic, and everybody's got an opinion, and they've got an immediate opinion. So it's sometimes hard to deal with, but I pride myself on the fact that I try to deal with something in the moment. I don't let things simmer. It's going to cost you too much in the end if you dwell on issues like that. If it's something that somebody's willing to talk about, then I'm certainly willing to talk about it. But if they're not, if they're just going to complain but not be willing to sit down and talk, then I certainly let that roll off my back because it must not have been important enough.
Yeah.
But
they just had something to say.
They just had something to say.
Yeah, I got to get it off my chest. I'm done with it.
That's right. That's right. And so my father was a psychologist, and so he was that sit tight, breathe, just let things kind of roll off your back, real easygoing guy. And I learned a lot from him as far as that goes. But I've told my council on multiple occasions, and I actually mentioned it in my State of the City speech that I gave back in January, is that don't let the comments section ruin you, because it will. It will eat you alive if you let it. But you really have to be able to use social media what it's intended for, and not let the negative affect you. It's hard to do sometimes. I will say, there's a lot of stuff that's on there that can hurt people. But I'm glad to see that my council and myself have taken it as lightheartedly as we can.
Well, with that social media, I don't know what it is, but there's something that happens when you're talking face to face, when you're creating a relationship directly with somebody, that, I don't know, it just sort of makes comments like that more manageable. But when you go on social media and you remove all the context, you remove all the body language, you remove all the extra little bits that make connecting with somebody easier, it can seem extremely harsh, and like it's very personal and targeted, and you got to figure out how to deal with, like you're saying, you got to figure out how to deal with all of that in a way that's constructive and doesn't bring you down.
Certainly. Well, I mean, a one-on-one conversation is by far the best absolute way to communicate with somebody. Again, that's why, yes, I was explaining to you earlier when I was campaigning, that's what I wanted to do, was actually sit down and talk with people one-on-one, just because it's hard to get across. You can certainly talk about topics online or record yourself on a Facebook Live or whatever it is, but there's nothing compared to just actually sitting down one-to-one and talk about things.
Yeah.